Jessica Bevort, and this is Kitchen Table Productions, a show all about living well with low carb. Well, recently I've had a real craving for key lime pie, and unfortunately key lime pie is usually made with cornstarch, and that's going to be a big no-no. Way too many carbs. So I've been doing some experimenting, and I've come up with a fabulous lemon lime pie that is light and delicious and creamy and luscious, and it is just fabulous. I've done a lot of experimenting to get this right, so I hope you enjoy it. I got a lot to show you, so let's get started. Alright, now I'm going to start off by making a macadamia almond crust. I'm not usually a big fan of crust for pies. They just add a lot of carbs, but if you can afford the carbs, this is a nice one. I'm going to start with 3/4 of a cup of macadamias and 3/4 of a cup of slivered blanched almonds. Let's put this in my little food processor. I'm going to give it a quick whirl and get it nice and ground into a fine meal. There we are. To that I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of granulated Splenda. And just a pinch of salt, just a little bit. Give that a quick whir, just to get that mixed in. And now I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of melted butter. Just pour that in all around. And one last quick pulse. Now with my clean hands here, I'm just going to spread this all out, all up the sides, and pat it down in the center. Roughly packed in place, or I'm just going to tamp it down with a nice flat glass that I have. It's nice and heavy. Again, you can just kind of angle the glass up the side and pack up the sides. There we are. My crust is more or less formed now. I'm just going to take this, I'm going to put this in the freezer while I make the rest of the pie. I want that butter to solidify nicely so that when we pour the filling in, it won't go anywhere. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is work with my lime. Just have one regular Florida type lime, and I'm going to run it over my microplane grater here, and I just want to get the green part of the peel off. There's a lot of good lime smell and flavor in it. And I don't want any of the white stuff, I just want the green, so it's just a bare skim over the green parts. There. Now that I have a lot of this nice flavorful rind, so put that to the side. The next thing I want to do is I want to juice this lime. I'm just going to cut it in half. And I'm going to ream it through this sieve, and that's going to get a lot of the pulp out. I just really want the juice, so it'll be nice and smooth. So I'm just reaming this right over the sieve. It also helps to remove any seeds or small bits that might be in your limes. There we are. We just have a little bit of lime juice all ready to go. And I'm going to transfer this into a small pot, small pan actually, and just put it to the side for the moment. Alright, now I'm going to start with this 8 ounces of cream cheese. I've had it sitting out for about half an hour now to help soften it up a bit. I'm just going to add, to start with, believe it or not, 2 drops of green food coloring. The reason for this is twofold. The first is the green will make it seem more like a lime pie in my head when I eat it. And also we're about to add a lot of white ingredients to this cream cheese. And when you mix white in with white, sometimes it's kind of hard to tell if everything's mixed together well. By making the cream cheese green, I'll give myself a point of reference. And I'm just beating this until it starts to soften up a bit. Alright, now I'm going to add 1 small packet of Crystal Light lemonade drink mix. And again, I've got several reasons for this. One, of course, it adds a nice lemony flavor to it. And the other one is it actually adds a lot of the sweetness that we're going to need for only about 1 carb. If I just did all the sweetness with Splenda, the carb count would be much higher. Now I'm going to add in 1 cup of Greek yogurt. Now, if you can find Greek yogurt in the store, it's great stuff. It's just like regular yogurt in flavor, but it's a lot thicker, a lot smoother, a lot creamier. And of course, as always with any low-carb recipe, you should usually look for the full-fat version. There usually comes in a 0-fat, 2% fat, and a full fat, which is actually 4%. Go for the 4%, it has the fewest carbs. I'm next going to add with it a cup of sour cream. Again, it's the full-fat variety because it's always got the lowest carbs. Add that in as well. Alright, just mix this till it all comes together. It's always still a good idea every once in a while to stop and scrape your bowl down. Alright, that's looking nice. So now we're going to turn our sights back over to our lime juice. Okay, here's my lime juice. I'm just going to turn on the burner to low, because I want it to start heating up. So I sprinkle on very slowly a 1 packet of unflavored gelatin. And I'm just going to heat this very slowly until all that gelatin becomes dissolved. There we go. The gelatin is all dissolved. The lime juice is now nice and thick, and you can really kind of feel the smoothness. I'm just going to put this to the side and let it cool down a bit while I prepare the next bit. Okay, now this is a cup of heavy whipping cream, and to that I'm going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. If you look around, you can find a vanilla that doesn't have any cornstarch, corn syrup in it, but you have to look in the grocery store. You have to read the labels. I'm also going to add 2 tablespoons of granulated Splenda. Alright. You'll know your whipped cream is done when it starts to hold its shape, just like that. Now I've got my pie filling back again. Just like that. I'm actually going to sprinkle in about half the zest that we grated off at the beginning. And I'm going to fold in the whipped cream. And at the same time, I'm also going to stir in my lime jello. So I get it all mixed in together. Now you can see where the green really comes in handy. I can see what's been mixed in and what hasn't. Now I'm just going to go fetch my pie crust out of the freezer. There's my frozen pie crust. I'm just going to pour this right on in. Whee! There we go. Now I'm just going to put this in my refrigerator until it sets. 6 hours is ideal. However, you could probably get away with 2 if you had to. And there's my beautiful pie. I'm just going to dust it with a little bit more of that zest that we pulled off the lime right at the beginning of the show. Now I can just add my whipped cream garnish. Take a bite of that and let me know what you think. Whoa. Good. You like it? Yeah. Yeah. Well, there you have it, the Torrin Brevoort seal of approval. Now, the pie, as I made it today, is about 8 carbs for 1/8 of a pie. You could reduce that down to about 5 carbs by omitting the nut crust and just serving the filling of the pie in little cups or ramekins. In any case, I hope you'll try this pie. I think it is just fabulous. Torrin agrees with me. You can get this recipe on our website, kitchentableproductions.net. I'm Jessica Brevoort, and this has been Kitchen Table Productions.